Okay, guys. So, blessed day. This time I'm doing a video lecture for topic 2 of Unit 2. So, this is on the sexual self. Okay. To some class, I think I have started discussing this, but I am rediscussing it so that the so that I could cover all subtopics no, on the sexual self. Okay. So when we talk about the sexual self, our very reference would be our body, okay? Because definitely this is where our sex organs are attached, no? So just a disclaimer, when discussing this topic, I hope um, you would have a widened mind, no? Or grasp of things, no? So hindi tayo po nagpapakabastos dito. Tayo po ay um, ang kagustuhan po natin ay mapalawak ang ating pananaw sa aspeto ng ating pagkatao na ito, no, on the sexual self. So I will be using words, no, which might be to some are sensitive, no, or concepts, no, which may be for some are private. So um, katulad nga ng nasabi ko, sana ay medyo malawak ang ating pananaw habang dinidiscuss natin ang topic na to. Lalo na at parte ng ating discussion later on would be on the sexual response cycle. Okay? So, I'm not even um, discussing this so that you would be sexually stimulated, no? You always have a choice. You are now in your right age to think about consequences of your actions, no? So, um, while some of you perhaps are into relationships, or some most probably have been into sexual relationships even, no? But again, um, this lecture is not to arouse you sexually, but as I mentioned earlier, for us to just understand ourselves as sexual beings, because we are sexual beings. No? So, what do we mean by being a sexual being in the first place? Okay? So, I think that's the difference between children and adolescents. Children are asexual beings. What I mean is asexual as one word, no? Asexual. As compared to adolescents who are asexual. Two words, A space sexual, sexual. No, so what do we mean by that? Is there a difference between the two concepts, asexual and asexual? No, asexual means that the child uh, does not have yet the capacity to reproduce, no? So their sexual um, organs or reproductive organs are not yet into its ripening stage, or not yet mature for reproduction. As compared to adolescents who are asexual being, no? Or sexual beings, no? Um, of which they now have the capacity to reproduce. Okay? So, of course, when they experience menarche, no? Telerche, no? Ano ba yung menarche? Menarche is the first menstruation. Telerche is the appearance of the breast bud. Okay? And nocturnal emission for um, males. Okay? So once they are into their sexual maturity stage, they are now capable not only of copulation, but of what? Bearing children. So for females, they are now capable of pregnancy, getting pregnant, and for males, they are now capable of impregnating. Okay? So um katulad ng nabanggit ko, pinag-uusapan natin ito dahil katulad nga ng nasabi ko, we are sexual beings. No? So, going back onto my first statement, our very reference, apart from when we say physical self, no, our reference is our body. So is with sexual self. Our very reference would be our body. Okay? So, sexual self concept refers to the totality of yourself as a sexual being, including positive and negative concepts and feelings. Okay? So, um, I'm bringing in here as sexual beings, we have what we call erogenous zones. So when we talk about erogenous zones, these are parts of our body which are most sensitive to sensations. So that when someone touches your, ano ba tawag dito? Dito sa iyong leeg, neck, or your earlobe. Just imagine when someone touches your earlobe, no? Or your nipple, for instance, or your sex organs, no? Um, the clitoris, for example, for females, no? Or the scrotum for males, no? So when these parts of the body are stimulated, it brings about sensation. Okay? So what I mean in here is what I am trying to describe in here is the erogenous zone. So this usually the concept of us being sexually mature is or commences rather during puberty or at the time we become sexually mature, no? So um we bring in here the concept of primary and secondary sex characteristics because sexual maturity would or could be determined by our primary and secondary sex characteristics. And when we talk about primary sex characteristics, our very reference would be our sex organs, the part of our body which is responsible for reproduction. So that for males, we talk about the testes. No? For females, we talk about the ovary. Okay? So, these are the very parts that is in charge of what? Reproduction. So that the testes would emit ba yung term? Testosterone, and that of the ovary, the egg cell which carries the um, female sex hormones, no? For pregnancy, uh, your estrogen. Okay? So, ayan. When we say secondary sex characteristics, so anything that happens to your sex organ, be it internal part of the sex organ or the external one, that would be indicative of your primary sex characteristics. On the other hand, when we talk about secondary sex characteristics, these are accessory parts of the body, not directly for reproduction. Okay, so um, when you during your puberty observe your bodies having some sort of having to undergo some sort of changes. Like for females, there is a widening of the hips, there is a more defined contour, no, body contour, there is an enlargement of the breast. What else? Um, uh, Yan, yung fat and adipose tissues natin, no? mas nagiging, kumbaga, nagiging active na ang ating mga hormones like um, why is it that you appear or during adolescent stage we are more prone of having oily skin or more apt to have pimples, no? That's because of your sebaceous gland, no? um, in the same way, bakit pag dating sa puberty or adolescent stage na ang dude, no, iba yung amoy ng ating kilikili, no? Again, that is attributed to the apocrine gland, no? So the activity of the glands and the hormones, no, are more likely activated or becomes mature, no? I mean um, um, parang kasabay o kaakibat, concomitant, no? Concomitant to the different changes, would be the activities of the glands and the hormones. Okay? So all other parts of the body not directly for reproduction would refer to secondary sex characteristics. Okay. Now, um, when we talk of our primary sexual characteristics, no? Okay. I think I made mention about this that during puberty there is growth spurt, no? Nakikita natin, na-observe natin yung mga iba't ibang changes na nangyayari sa ating katawan, physical in nature, that is indicative of the transition that we are no longer children, but in fact we are capable of having children, no, already, no, because we are moving into the adolescent years or the pre-adulthood stage. Okay? And the indication of this, the reason of this is sexual maturation brought about by the development of the primary sexual characteristics and that of the secondary sexual characteristics. Okay? So I think I also made mention about the concept of erogenous zones. So these are sensitive areas of our body that actually bring about sexual arousal. So that when these parts of the body are touched, no, it brings about sensation. Ah, yun nandyan yung nagugusbam ka, nandyan yung you feel like kissing, you feel like hugging, you feel like going beyond that, no? To the extent of having coitus, no, with your partner or with your lover. So what parts of the body, no, are we talking about? The erogenous zones, this include the mouth, the lips, the back of the neck, no, or yung nape ang tawag doon, di ba? The nipples, the lower back, uh, vagina, no, the vagina and the clitoris, and to some the inner thigh, and even the ears. That's for females. The same is true with the males, no? Pero kung merong yung counterpart doon ng clitoris sa females ay yung perineum. Alam niyo yung perineum? It's the portion where the scrotum uh, yung space between the scrotum and the anus, no? That's the perineum. Okay? So, yun daw din yung isa sa mga most sensitive parts ng mga lalaki. Okay. Bakit pala kailangan nating i-discuss ang erogenous zones? Okay? Kasi para maging aware tayo ng source ng sensation. So that if you don't want to end up getting pregnant untimely or you don't want to end up impregnating, um, you would not end up um, engaging into sex or coitus, then don't let your partner or your boyfriend or girlfriend touch your erogenous zones, no? Because you see, when the body is stimulated, no, lalong-lalo na sa mga lalaki, parang plancha lang daw yan. Kapag pinlag mo uminit, ayan, sumabog, no? So kapag hindi na control lalo yung init, sasabog. So what am I trying to say is that we have to be mindful of our erogenous zones, no? So that we would not end up what? Na mag-init, no? So um, we have to understand what we call sexual response. So what turns us on, what attracts us the most? Is it when we see boobies, mga malalaki ang boobs, no? So we have to be aware of the reaction of our body whenever we do things. For instance, when we watch X-rated films, does it turn us on? No? Are we turned on? No? So all human beings now have desires. Desiring for somebody is normal. Okay? And it leads to sexual intimacy. That may lead to sexual reproduction. So we should know the sequence so that we know what to avoid, especially if we are not prepared for the consequences or for the responsibility of raising children in case. Okay? So as sexual beings, humans have desires for sexual pleasure and satisfaction. Okay? Desire and sexuality cannot be separated. So we have to go back onto the concept of libidinal energy, the the id by Freud. Okay? Now, part also of our discussion would be on the human sexual response cycle. Okay? So this is the phase or the stages, phase as in PHASE or the stages which we undergo whenever we are turned on sexually. So the first stage is excitement. Hindi ka naman agad pupunta sa climax or sa orgasm. Kailangan dumaan ka muna sa excitement. Ibig sabihin, meron mo ng motive, meron mo ng stimulant, may stimulus that leads you to the act, no? So um it is in the excitement where foreplay comes in, no? Foreplay is when you are touched in your erogenous zones, which brings about pleasure or which stimulates you, no, to engage more in the act of coitus. Okay? And then we have plateau, stage two, where there is a building up of the physical arousal, meaning to say there is sustained energy to do the act. No? So, kumbaga, parang dito sa stage na to, kung ang sasabihin ng utak mo ay stop, stop, kailangan mong mag-isip dahil kung gagawin mo yan, pwede kang mabuntis o makabuntis. Pagdating sa stage na yan, pwede pang pwede pa bang ma-stop? Actually, dapat nasa stage one. Dapat yung act pa lang ay um, dapat sa stage one pa lang ay meron ka ng uh, deliberate thoughts of not moving further to stage two, because if you are in stage two already, there is a sustained or a building up of arousal, no? Which gives you the the thought of or feeling of wanting for more, no? Kaya if it progresses, then climax or orgasm is reached, no? So this is where there is insertion of the penis, there is ejaculation of the semen, and there can be a journey of the sperm cell toward the egg cell. Okay? So you can watch the journey of the sperm cell towards the egg cell. There is a video called Miracle of Life in YouTube, no? So once there is an ejaculation of the semen, there is a journey. There are there are sperm cells journeying towards the egg cell. Okay, so ayan, which brings about fertilization and eventually um, pregnancy. Because where there is fertilization, there is pregnancy. Okay? And then the last stage is resolution. You go back into the normal state. The body has to go back. Ano bang nangyayari pagdating sa orgasm or sa peak or climax of the sexual act? There would be some sort of observable physiological responses in the body. And dyan yung pagpapawisan ka, kagabog yung magpapalpitate ka, no? Kaya nga sabi nila, sex is an exercise because like exercise, you also exhaust physical energy. Okay? So kapag parang nag-exercise, pag nag-exercise ka, hindi ba pagpapawisan ka, yung stamina mo, yung heartbeat mo, pulse rate mo tataas, no? So, yung resolution stage ay babalik ka sa normal, no? So, there is you subside, arousal slowly subsides and you return to the normal levels. Okay? So, ayan, this is the cycle that we go through. Bakit cycle? Babalik na naman dun sa stage 1. Yan ay kung sexually active ka, no? So, this is the usual stages that we go through whenever we plan or whenever we engage into sexual intercourse. Now, sex is not only physical but also mental. No, there are um, a lot of um, parts of the nervous system that are at work whenever one engages into sexual intercourse. Okay, so our brain are also involved in all the stages of the sexual response cycle. Okay, so from feelings of sexual desire, and even as to choice of partner, to arousal, to orgasm, and even to um, resolution stage, no, or postcoital cuddling. Ano yung, alam niyo yung postcoital cuddling? Yung after the act, hug-hug na lang kayo. No? So the brain impacts the sequence of physical and emotional changes that occur as a person participates in sexually stimulating activities. So what parts of the brain are activated, for instance, no? There are several parts of the brain, interconnected nerve cells in the brainstem, in the hypothalamus, in the limbic system, particularly in the amygdala and hippocampus. So each of these has its corresponding functions. Like kapag ba into coitus, meron bang mga facial expression that um, suggest satisfaction? Of course, yes. Nandyan yung papipikit-pikit ka, paungol-ungol ka. Okay. That's because of the brainstem. Okay? So the one also in control um, of the production of hormones, no? Regulating the production of hormones would be the hypothalamus. Okay? And then the limbic system, no, is that part of the brain that is associated with emotion and motivation. So it seems that it's the limbic system that must be controlled off kapag sinabi mong stop. Yan. So, it's the limbic system that would more likely tell you to be rational. But there are also literatures that would say that when you're there in that act, no, um, you could hardly resist. You could hardly resist, no? Again, it all goes back into um, how you were reared, your values, and even as to self-control pa rin, no? Yung um how you take charge or how you are in control of your impulses, no? So amygdala, ayan, help generates associations between experiences and emotions, plays important role in organizing and storing memories. That's hippocampus. Okay? And the lobes of the cerebral cortex. So you just have to um, look into that. Okay. Now, how can we deal with sexual energies? Okay, how can I make sure, or what are some of the strategies that I can use, no, so that I would not be um I would not be jumping into a situation where I am not prepared of. No? So kasi parang kung minsan, 'di ba, um hindi na tayo nag-iisip basta masaya, basta masarap, no? Kaya anong mga paraan ang pwede kong gawin, no, para I could deal with my sexual energy? So what is sexual energy in the first place? Sexual energy is a life energy. If you recall yung Eros and Thanatos ni Freud, no? So your sexual impulses have the power to influence so much of what you do, how you act, and the choices that you make. So that if you have a high sexual impulse, tendencies are what? You tend to be highly sexually active, no? So, um, um, you might you might be considering making use of repression, suppression, or sublimation, no? So, ano ba yung repression? You repress kapag naisip mo na dahil because of your hippocampus that brings about the memory of you doing the act, uh, the happiness and the satisfaction that goes with it, no? So, ito yung parang unconsciously, there is in stoppage, no? So, hindi mo siya iisipin. So, ipupush back mo siya sa iyong unconscious. So, it involves keeping certain thoughts, feelings, or urges out of the conscious awareness. So, you push back the memory in your unconscious, so that all unacceptable desires, no, hindi pa pwede, no? So, although hindi mo pwedeng unconscious kasi yan, hindi pwede, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin sa sarili mo na hindi pwede. Kasi kung conscious effort or deliberate effort na of pushing back the thought to your unconsciousness, that would be suppression. Okay? So, um, repression is unconscious uh, keeping of the thought or of the unacceptable desires in your unconscious uh, mind. Suppression, on the other hand, is the conscious and the deliberate pushing of the thought. Yung para bang kapag naiisip mo yung coitus, sasabihin mo sa sarili mo na, erase, erase. Hindi pwede. No? So, that's suppression. Sublimation is more of looking for a more productive outlet so that that act uh, where or that outlet you could this is where you could direct your sexual energy. Okay? So halimbawa mag-basketball ka na lang o di kaya mag-gardening ka na lang. So more on acceptable ways of handling your sexual energy. Okay, genital satisfaction kapag hindi mo na talaga kayang gawan ng ng paraan, well, the only way is what? By giving in to the sexual energy. Okay, so giving into the sexual desire. So through sexual gratification. So you either indulge yourself into the sexual act. If you're not married, then that's premarital sex. If you're married, and you do it with your partner, that is marital sex. If you're married and you do it other than your partner, that extramarital sex. Okay? And then integration, kapag ang positive way of coping din ito with sexual energy or sexual desires. Bakit? Kasi you integrate it with your relationships, with your friends, with your marriage, with your vocation, or career, or any relationship for that matter. So, kumbaga parang maraming paraan para masatisfy ka. Pwedeng, hindi sexually. Okay? Pwedeng, you go out with friends. Or, you cook for your husband or for your wife. No? Or, you divert your energy to your career. Parang ganun. Okay? Now, there is also an anthropologist in the person of Helen Fisher who espoused on the different stages of falling in love. No? So in relation to the sexual self, the feeling of falling in love. Because for girls, whenever they enter into sexual relationships, it's always because of the feelings of love. Okay? Now there are stages now of love according to Fisher. And this would be uh lust, attraction, and attachment. So we don't start with the same intense feeling of love. No? According to Fisher, we start with lust daw. Okay? So each stage, different brain chemicals influence your brain chemistry. And the function or the work of the neurotransmitters, no? There are neurotransmitters that are um, at work in each of the stages. Okay, so tingnan natin sa last, sa stage 1. So, driven by the desire for sexual gratification, evolutionary basis for this is our need to reproduce. Why is it that we look for prospective partners? Bakit tayo nanliligaw? Bakit tayo nakikipagligawan? Hindi ba dahil ang isa sa ating mga motivation is to look for prospective partners, no? And when we do that, of course, we mean partners, not only lifetime partners, but even sexual partners. Okay? So that's why the first stage is um, um, motivated by, that we are motivated by lust. Okay? So in here, the hormones that are at work would be the testosterone and the estrogen. Okay? So the testosterone is being secreted or emitted by the male sex uh, gland, the testes, no? And kumbaga yung it increases the libido of males. So is with the estrogen, no? From the ovaries, no? Femaleness. It increases sexual motivation and is in peak during ovulation. Alam niyo yung ovulation, yung um, when that time that the ovary releases the egg cell that contains the estrogen, no? So, okay. Then the second stage is attraction or falling in love. So, it involves romantic or passionate love characterized by euphoria, no? Yung parang nasa cloud nine ka kapag nakita mo yung object of love mo. Okay? So, physical symptoms like, oh, nangyari ba to sa inyo? Loss of appetite, hindi ka makakain, hindi ka makatulog, hindi ka makakonsentrate, nagpapawis ka, kinakabahan ka kapag nandyan siya, may butterfly in your stomach. Okay, so yun daw. Siguro, uh, hindi din ako na in love. Ganun ba yun? Kasi, uh, parang, ay, parang, siguro kapag nagka-crush ka, pag ba nakita nyo yung crush nyo, yung mga boyfriend nyo, meron ba yan? Okay? So, these symptoms are caused by brain chemicals called monoamines. Apart from the monoamines, you have the other neurotransmitters, dopamine, norepinephrine, phenylethylamine, and serotonin. Okay? So the dopamine is produced by the hypothalamus and is released when we do things that feel good to us. No? So ito yung happy hormone na sinasabi natin. Okay? When we cuddle, when we embrace or our loved one, even when we eat our comfort food, it releases dopamine and it makes us happy and satisfied. And even engaging into sexual intercourse, no, definitely, no. What else? Norepinephrine, ito yung um, parang activated yung when we are on a stress status. Ito yung fight or flight hormone, no? So, bakit kaya kapag may emergency, hindi, halimbawa, may bagyo, ha? Rumaragasa ang tubig. Ayan, umaapaw ang tubig, lumalaki, nababaha tayo, no? Bakit kaya nakaya nating buhatin yung ref, no? Because of your norepinephrine. Okay? So your norepinephrine is also known as the noradrenaline. It plays a large role in the fight or flight response so that when you are in an emergency status or situation, it makes you alert. Okay? Then we also have phenylethylamine or the natural amphetamine. It gives the feeling of being on top of the world. No? So parang wow, cloud nine. Parang high na high ka. So when you are in love, you have that feeling daw. Okay? Serotonin, a hormone that's known to be involved in appetite and mood. So it gives the overpowering infatuation that characterize the beginning stages of love. Oh, so yung falling in love na sinasabi nga nila. And then the third would be attachment, no? It's more of commitment, deciding to commit, no? Staying together, no? So when you now decide to be in a long-term relationship, it's no longer lust or attraction, but it's more of committing, no? Um, ayan, looking beyond the relationship, like when you become parents, no? Um, it's no longer the intimacy. I mean, it's not only the intimacy, no, but more beyond, going beyond into the feeling of falling in love, but of the and deciding to stay together or committing to stay together. So there are three hormones in here. You have your oxytocin, your vasopressin, and your on endorphin. Okay? So what about this? Cuddle hormone daw, oxytocin. Monogamy chemical, no? Yung parang, okay, so by nature daw, ang mga lalaki ay polygamous, pero because of the vasopressin, it can cause male prior rivals to neglect their partners and not fight of other male voles who try to mate with their okay. So suppression ay kapag sinuppress mo daw. Pero ang vasopressin is the monogamy chemical. So para bang when you now commit, yung partner mo na lang, wala nang iba. Parang ganun. Endorphins, okay, ito yung feel-good chemicals, no? Are chemicals produced naturally to cope with stress, happiness. Ito pala yun, yung happy hormone, no? So, it boosts happiness. Okay? Then, ayan, ito ay na ulit lang. Okay? So, you remember these hormones or neurotransmitters that are involved in each of the stages of falling in love or stages of love. Now, part also of the discussion here is on the diversity of sexual behavior because when we talk of coitus, it does not mean that the partners involved are um, hetero. It could also be homo, no? So pwedeng hindi lang lalaki sa babae, kundi pwedeng lalaki sa lalaki, babae sa babae. Especially now that there are um, a lot of colors in the rainbow, di ba? So dun sa um, sexuality and then gender, no? Um, marami na hindi lang maleness and femaleness, no? Meron ng mga ano ba yung mga ano na ngayon? Diversity, gender and sexual diversity. So titingnan natin yung mga sexual orientations, no? Okay. So eto, we have sexual orientations. You have your heterosexual, no? That is when the female is attracted to the opposite sex. Okay? So ano pa ang sex at ang gender? Siguro yun muna ang kailangan nating intindihin. Ang sex is in between your legs. What you see down there when you open your legs. So that when you're a male, then you see a testes, or you see your penis rather, and your scrotum, and your sex organ is your testes, no? And kapag mga babae, you see your vagina, you could see your clitoris and all its parts, no? I mean the vagina and all its parts. Then you have your ovary, which is your um female sex organ. Okay? So that's sex. Kapag sex is biological, no? What you see in your body. Kapag gender kasi it's socially ascribed yan, culturally ascribed. So it could be that your sex is female but your gender is otherwise, no? So tingnan natin. Heterosexual yan, lalaki sa babae. Homosexual, either babae sa babae, yun yung tinatawag nating lesbian, or lalaki sa lalaki, tinatawag nating gay. Then we have bisexuals. Pwede sa lalaki, pwede sa babae. Yun yung bisexual. Okay? Then we also have gender identity. No? Either you are transgender or cisgender. Kapag sinabing transgender, okay, uh, it denotes a person whose sense of personal identity and gender does not correspond with their birth sex. Meaning to say, pinanganak akong babae, or pinanganak akong lalaki, pero later in life, I feel like I am the opposite. Pinanganak akong babae, pero um, gusto kong maging lalaki. No? So kaya babaguhin ko yung aking ah, identity. Si Charis Pempenko, yan ang concrete example niyan. Or si Binibining Gandang Hari, si Rostum Padilla, yan ang concrete example ng transgender. Cisgender is denoting or relating to a person whose sense of personal identity and gender corresponds with their sex, birth sex. So if I am a male and that is how I see myself, okay, that's my personal identity, then I am a cisgender. Male, male, female, female. Okay, now ito yung sinasabi ko pala, yung LGBTQ+, no? Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, transsexual, queer, questioning, intersex, ally, asexual, and pansexual. So ang dami na ng race in the um, rainbow, no? So what it means here is that even your sexual preference, kasi kapag yung personal identity mo ay iba doon sa iyong um, assigned sex at birth, then pati yung sexual preference mo ay pwedeng mag-iba din. Okay? So, ayan. Now, ma'am, what could be the consequence if I engage into sexual intercourse and it's not a protected sex? No? Especially if you practice sex with multiple partners. Tendencies are you could contract STIs or STDs, no? Sexually transmitted infections or sexually transmitted diseases. Bakit kailangan nating i-discuss ito? Kasi lalong-lalo na if you are sexually active, tendencies are you could contract or you could have these STIs and STDs. So STIs are infections that are passed from one person through sexual contact. Kaya nga siya sexually transmitted. Kasi it can only be passed upon through sexual intercourse. Unless there are other ways of passing the infection. Okay? So, especially kung sa syringe, di ba? Kaya nga ang mga hospitals ngayon, one tusok, one syringe na siya. Hindi pwedeng gamitin to multiple tusok. Di ba? Okay. So, there are several STIs. Ang, ang bottom line lang nito ay uh, we have to be extra cautious of our partners, and honest, no, with our partners, especially if we are sexually active and practicing engaging in sexual intercourse with multiple partners, no? Kasi kung hindi tayo cautious, pwede tayo maging biktima. Akala natin tayo lang yung sex partner ng ating partner, yun pala hindi. So ayan, pwede tayong magkaroon ng syphilis, ng AIDS lalo na, no? So, uh, what are STI? Nabanggit ko na kanina, no? And there can be complications of this, no? Once we contract, it could lead to death, no? At worst, no? So, there are several, indications, I mean, symptoms you could see, no? So, for instance, pag sinabing genital warts, alam nyo, kung hindi lang yung face ang may warts, pwedeng yung pepet din, pwedeng yung vagina din, no? So this is common among females especially. Kaya nga merong mga ah, immunizations. Meron ng ano ngayon, tawag doon, parang um, para maiwasan ang ovarian cyst at ang mga ah, ah, ayan, yung mga diseases or infections na um, relative to this sexually transmitted. Okay? So, HIV, syphilis, okay, genital herpes. So, I'm not so expert in discussing the symptoms and all, but I just want you to realize that this could be part of the consequences in case you are sexually active and not engage into protected sex. Okay? So siguro ang tingnan lang ninyo dito ay yung simptomas at yung kung paano ma-prevent. No? Ang pinaka number one is avoid sex with multiple partners. Okay? And when you engage into sex, you use condom or any other um, contraceptive methods. So actually yun yung isa sa mga isa rin sa mga titingnan natin, no? Um so ano ba? Siguro tingnan natin isa-isa. Yung genital warts, they are painless growths found on or around the genital and anal areas. They are caused by human papilloma virus. So, yung HPV na sinasabi nila. Kasi pag sa HIV, ang cause niya ay human immunodeficiency virus. Sa genital warts, ang cause niya ay HPV. No, although may treatment daw, it cannot be cured daw and would often recur. Ibig sabihin, pwedeng bumabalik-balik. So, women ang ano nito, ang um, sa women siya most likely nag-aakar. Okay? Genital herpes, a viral infection that causes painful sores on and around the genital or anal area. It is easily spread and the disease tends to recur, especially in the first few years after initial infection. So no cure din. Okay? And then we have chancroid, no? So chancroid pala. So it's a bacterial infection that causes painful ulcers on the genitals and it can be difficult to distinguish from ulcer. So parang yung symptoms siguro ng ulcer, ano ba yung symptoms ng ulcer, no? Uh, um, that are caused by genital herpes, sorry, and syphilis. So symptoms usually appear within a week of exposure. So syphilis is a bacterial infection din that damages the organ if untreated. Okay? Um, trichomoniasis, genital tract infection caused by protozoan. No? So women din ito, transmitted to women. Okay, so pwedeng ang carrier ay lalaki, transmitted lang sa mga babae. Um, hindi pala. Ang babae ang pwedeng carrier at matransmit din sa baby niya pagka panganak. Katulad din ng HIV. Okay? Then, may kuto din pala ng pubic lice. Mga kuto yan. Then, we have pelvic inflammatory disease, hepatitis B. No, mas prone ka daw magka-HIV kapag meron kang hepatitis B. No? So, although, syempre, it takes much of the saliva. Di ba? Sabi nila kapag may hepa ka, dapat iwasan kasi yung saliva pwedeng matransfer to the saliva. No? It takes much volume of the saliva bago matransfer yung uh, disease. Okay? Scabies, then gonorrhea. Okay? So, yan. And then we have chlamydia. Okay? So yan, ang pinaka bottom line lang nito guys ay para walang STD at STI, iwasan makipag-sex with multiple partners at dapat protected sex, no? Kapag meron ng immunization, pwede kang magpa-shot, yung immunization shot, no? And then kailangan kilalanin mo ang sexual partner mo. At kapag ikaw ay merong mga nakikitang simptomas, kailangan mong magpa-check up para ikaw ay ma-cure. Okay? And then we have family planning and contraception method. So, siguro later on we could organize a seminar uh, or a session no, on sexual, in relation to um, reproductive health. No? Para mas maging aware kayo sa mga um, implications nito sa inyo. At pati itong mga contraceptive methods because ang maraming mga contraceptive methods pero ang pinaka effective pa rin ay abstinence. Ano yung abstinence? No sex at all, no? Kasi itong mga to, meron silang mga percentage, 99%, no? May mga nagsabing 99% pero bakit meron pa rin namang mga nabubuntis? Gumamit ako ng condom, sabi nila 99% pero bakit nabuntis pa rin naman? No? So ang pinaka bottom line ay abstinence pa rin. No sex at all, no? Or if you cannot endure and you wanted to have sex, then you might as well try some of these contraceptive methods. But nevertheless, they always have implications, negative implications, no? Like in my case, I have had pills, no, oral contraception. Ano yung pinaka effect niya? Ayan, yung I can no longer control my body weight, yung pagtaba, no? Tapos yung pimples, yung masakit yung ulo mo, yung mood mo, those could be some of the consequences. Okay? So there are um, a lot of um, contraceptive methods, condom, kung may male, may female condom din, may pills, may hormonal ring, ini-insert yan, no? Parang IUD lang din. And then yung depo or yung injection na sinasabi nila, then sterilization sa mga lalaki, yung ang patawag doon, yung pagputol nila doon sa daluyan ng semen, no? At sa mga babae, meron din yung tinatawag na tubal ligation, no? Ayan, implant. Okay, then calendar method, ito yung pinaka-natural way of it. Okay, yung bibilangin mo. Yan ay sa mga ano lang, sa mga regular ang menstruation. Okay? So I think this is the end of it. Um, um, if you were able to reach this far, then congratulations, because that means that you watched all the lecture. So thank you and good day.